Welcome to Fuck Your Life Up, a podcast about what happens when you blow up the life you had to build the one you actually want. Each week, we share updates from our own journeys, including flipping a house together, and have conversations with other life flippers about living without a blueprint and choosing freedom, even when it's fucking scary. I'm your host, Samantha, and with me are my good friends, Katie and Crystal. And we thought for this very first episode, we would just go into the why. Why are we here? Why are you guys here? Why should you continue to listen to our voices? For me personally, my reinvention started, I would say, a little bit of a year ago. I really was just stuck in my job. I'm a zookeeper of 20 years, and it was my dream job. And I just got to the point where it was overly stressful beyond what I could have ever imagined. And it wasn't what I really had pictured for myself, to the point where I got super burnt out and made a really bad decision. I put a ladder in an unsafe place, fell, hit the floor, broke my ankle severely. And literally, when I hit that floor, my first thought wasn't, hey, you need to get to the hospital. It was, I think this is my last day of work. And after 2.5 months of not walking and really being able to think about things, I decided that this was the year. This was the year I was going to fuck my life up and start over. So I literally took out my retirement and I am using it to buy a business. So that's my story of reinvention. There's a lot more detail that I'd love to get into, but we got to talk to these girls about their own histories. So Crystal, how did you come to be in this podcast world with us talking about fucking your life up?
Well, and Crystal's not a first-time life fucker either.
That's true.
I would like my title to be resident professional life and house flipper.
There you go.
Sam and I have known each other for a long time, and so Sam's actually witnessed firsthand many of my reinventions. I would say I got started as a life flipper back in my 20s when I was a stem cell scientist and a PhD student, and realized one day it was not working for me anymore. It was not the life I wanted. And I abruptly left that life to become a high school science teacher and school administrator. And I did that for 10 years. And then I had my first daughter. And once again, like a true overachiever, I completely hit pause in that career and decided that I was going to pivot like real hard again. And over the past 6-7 years, since I've been a mom and raising my daughters, I've launched multiple businesses, and I've earned my real estate license, and I've been helping buyers and sellers into LA. And most recently, I added real estate investor and life flipper / house flipper to the mix. And, I've learned apparently I have to always have a spreadsheet and a startup brand going at all times in order to feel safe emotionally.
Yeah. And, with the discussion that you and I were having about real estate investing and everything, and then on the side, before you even knew Katie, she and I were talking about it, and that's kind of how we formed this little trio here. So Katie, tell us about your background. Why are you here? What do we need to know about you and how you fucked
I don't know how I got here. Like, I don't think you do.
I don't like this. This is not where I thought I would be or where I wanted to be, and this was not my decision. So I'm trying to embrace it. It is very uncomfortable for me. I had a great career, loved my career, loved my job, dream job. People constantly are like, oh, what's your dream job? I'm like, no, I had my dream job. I was a network television executive in charge of creating and developing all original content for a rock and roll music channel. Not only did I develop this content, but I then would interview and hire the rock stars to be on these shows. And some of the shows I even hosted as well. So I'm a TV host and voiceover specialist for a living, right? So my days would be different every single day. One morning I'd be waking up and I'm like, I'm talking to Dee Snider of Twisted Sister today. Oh, today I'm going to Las Vegas because Sammy Hagar is opening up a new bar and we got to cover that. And I got to hang out with Sammy Hagar. Like, it was the dream, and it still is the dream. It just got ripped out from under me. as most everyone knows, the entertainment industry is shifting, it's changing, it's hemorrhaging. And the network originally was started by Mark Cuban, of Shark Tank fame and what have you, the Dallas Mavericks. And I worked for him for 22 years. And he, fortunately for him, unfortunately for me, sold the company to a Canadian network. And in the last couple of years, things didn't go great with the industry and what have you. And they did mass layoffs. They halted all original production. And they said, we're laying you off because we're only going to be playing repeats. The good news is it's repeats Monday through Friday, like hours upon hours of all of the television shows that I created and am the host of. And so at any moment, if I feel nostalgic, I can turn on the channel and watch my labor of love, but that doesn't pay the bills. So now all of a sudden I'm out here unemployed with everyone else in the entertainment industry going WTF. And luckily I had talked to Sam while I was employed about, a side hustle. How can I got this money. I got bags of money sitting around because I'm a network executive. What do I do with it? And now I'm like, ooh, thank God I put those bags of money under the mattress because I've been living off of it for the last year. And maybe I really do need to think about, what am I investing in? And so the idea of flipping a house while trying to flip my life with your guidance is kind of where I found myself.
Yeah, I really like the differences of all of our stories, right? Because not everybody chooses to be in this position. And, fortunately for you, you planned ahead and you're able to kind of take the time with thinking about new things. But, the varying of our experiences, I hope resonates with listeners and really, it's not always necessarily going to be a choice that you make. It might be something that you have to pivot towards. And we're here to help you deal with that. This podcast is for you if you want a front row seat to all the ways that we're trying to fuck our own lives up on purpose, or maybe even not. Or if you're thinking about making a big change or already knee deep in one, we're here to help you feel less alone, a little more brave, and maybe even inspired to flip your own life. We don't have all the answers or really any answers, but we're sharing what's working, what's not, and everything we're learning as we navigate on our own messy house and life renovation. So we hope that you'll join us. Every new episode that we have, we're going to just figure it out together. So we hope you listen. Thanks, guys.
Yes! Look, we did it!
Woo! All right.
You did not fuck that up.